Hello and welcome to Pouches and More. Let's directly dive into making a beautiful ethnic drawstring pouch, a perfect blend of style and heritage. So here we have taken a circle, a cardboard circle, and this measures 5.5 inches in diameter. So now we're just going to measure the circumference. For that we can just directly put the tape on the outer edge of the circle like this. This is for how much fabric we would be requiring. So here it is around 17.5. So for this we'll be adding 2 inches, so that is 19.5. so if we take 5.5 inches diameter circle, this is what we'll require. We have taken main fabric, we have taken 2 pieces, so this measures 11 inches by 10 inches. Next we also require 2 pieces of fabric, and these measure 9 inches by 10 inches, and these are simple cotton fabric we are using for the lining. We require 2 pieces of circle, 1 of lining, and this measures 5.5 inch diameter plus half inch all around, so that will be around 6.5 inch total, and also main fabric of the same measurement, that is 6.5 inch diameter circle. So for this we have left half inch all around. Now these are laces which I will be using. Now you all can use lace whichever is available with yours. Now these were on top also, and these also measure the same, that is 11 inches long. I have taken it separately. We require a string, and this is around 40 inches long. We also will be requiring 2 tassels. This is for the end of the strings, that is drawstring end we will be putting the tassels, and we will be putting this will be using in the base. This is also around 20 inches long. We haven't cut it. This is the chain. We can also use a strap. This is for the handle that we will be holding. So these are all the fabrics that we will require. So let's get started with the making. So first we will take the main fabric. We need to attach the laces. So from the base, that is from bottom, we will be making a marking of 1 inch, of around 1 inch, and we'll start attaching the lace. Now you all can design this completely how you all want. This is how I am doing it. So I will be first placing this lace on the 1 inch mark like this, and I will be just pinning it so that it is firm over there. Then we'll be attaching the other lace. So first we are just going to pin this lace on the 1 inch line. So it's exactly on the 1 inch line. Now we can put the other lace right on the bottom. Now again, this, whether you want to put it like this or you want to put it underneath, it's completely optional. So I am just pushing it underneath since I prefer it that way. You all can also put it down, that is with it being completely visible. Now again we are just going to push this like this inside. I want only the beads part to be visible, so I'll just be putting the straight part inside, and I will again be pinning this lace together. So here also I'll be pinning it now again. So how we want to place this laces, it's completely optional, and also how many laces and what type of laces we have. Now once this is done, the top part we have removed the thin lace, so it is raw. We're just going to fold it like this to give it a neat finish, and we are again going to pin this. First I will be pinning all the laces together since we need to attach it to the main fabric. So first we'll just pin all the laces and make these stitches. That is, we are just going to attach the laces on the main fabrics, then we will move ahead. Now above this lace we'll have to leave around 3 inches. So once we have placed the lace at the bottom, we'll leave around 3 inches and make another marking. This is where we will be attaching the other strip of lace that we removed. Now we are going to take this piece. Now in this piece, the 2 ends, first we are just going to fold it and stitch this. We don't need the raw ends in the corner, so we are just going to first stitch both the raw ends, fold it and stitch the raw ends, and then we are going to join this lace. So we are going to join this lace exactly, we are going to place this on this line that we did. So this lace we will be placing it on this line. Now it is longer since it is from the down lace itself, so we are just going to cut it this much. We require this lace 1 inch shorter than the entire fabric. So that will be around about 9 inches to 10 inches. We will be folding it in the sides. So the side part, extra part, we are just going to cut it and we are going to fold it inside. So around 10 inches will require this also, since the inside, the sides will be folding it inside and making a stitch. Now here and all these laces we are going to make a stitch now. All this we will do it exactly on the other piece of fabric also. So this is the other main piece of fabric. We will do the exact same thing on this piece also. Now here first we are going to stitch the sides of the laces, and this is only on the lace we are going to stitch. We are not going to attach this part on the main fabric. On the main fabric we will only be making the parallel stitches. So once you have done attaching the laces, we will start creating the bag. Now we are going to cut this extra lace from both the sides, and then we are going to attach the lining fabric. So we are taking the lining fabric. On the top part we will be attaching the lining fabric. We will attach it on the right side itself. Now if you have a right and wrong for the lining fabric, please place the right side facing down on the main fabric. So here we are just going to pin it, and here we will be making a stitch, that is on the top part. So we are going to do that on the other side also, both sides. We are going to cut the lace, extra lace, and make a stitch over here. Now the stitch is done. For making the top stitch, we are just going to open both the fabrics like this, keep it flat. The seams we will be pushing it towards the main fabric. So these stitch seams we are going to push it towards the main fabric and then make a top stitch on the main fabric side. So on the edge of the stitch we are going to make a top stitch. We are going to push the seams towards the main fabric and make a stitch over here. So our top stitch is done over here. Now everything is done, the body is ready. Now we are just going to put it together and make a stitch all around. So for that, first we are going to match the seams over here, stitch seams over here, and clip them together. Once we clip the stitch seams together, we are also going to match all the laces that we stitched on both sides of the main fabric. So these also will have to match. It will look neat when the pouch is completed. So we are just going to match all the laces also and clip all around. So here we are going to stitch now both sides of the main fabric, and on the lining fabric one side we will have to leave an opening for turning the pouch to the right side. So on one side we will be leaving an opening. So this is the opening that we will be leaving. So here on the main fabric side, both sides we are going to stitch. On the lining fabric, one side we are going to stitch completely, the other side we are going to leave an opening over here and stitch the others. So we have finished stitching the sides and we have also left an opening. So here this is the opening that we left on the lining fabric. Now the next thing that we need to do is attach the base. So this we will be attaching it. We will be taking the circles that we cut. Now on the circle we will have to make 4 marks. So we will just fold it like this in half and make a mark. Next we will align these 2 marks that we did and make the other 2 marks. So here we have made here we have got 2 marks. Now we are going to align those 2 marks and make the other 2 marks. So we will have 4 marks over here. So on the circle we have made 4 marks. We will do the same thing on the main fabric also. Now on the main fabric, the 2 seams, stitch seams will be 2 marks. So we are just going to get them together and make the other two marks on the center of the fabric. So this is one mark, and the same thing we'll be doing it on the other side also, and that will be the other mark. So here also on our main body also we'll be having 4 marks. Now for attaching the base, so we're going to make the mark on the right side. Since we did it on the wrong side, we're just going to make it on the right side. Now for attaching this, we are going to get the main fabrics together. So this is the main fabric, right side will be with the right side, and we are going to align the marks. So remember, right side, we are just going to align the marks and we are going to pin them. So here the stitch seams, we are going to flatten the stitch seams and align them together. The same will be on the other side also. The stitch seams we'll have to flatten it and then stitch them. So we're just going to flatten and then pin them. Now once we have pinned the 4 marks together, we are making a stitch all around, and the same thing we will be doing. We'll have to stitch over here. Same thing we'll do on the lining fabric side also. So on the lining fabric circle, we'll make 4 marks, align it with this, and then we will stitch all around. So we'll do that for both sides. So our base we have finished stitching. Now before turning it, we are going to make small notches over here or V cuts, so that when we put it flat, the fabric does not overlay on each other, they will remain flat. So we are going to give it small V cuts so that the fabric remains flat. Since we are using velvet, it will be a little fluffy over there where we have stitched. So once we have finished making marks, before turning, we are going to finger press the seams. Now on the main fabric also, here we are going to flatten the seams neatly. So we are just going to finger press it, and we will do the same thing on the other side also. Now from this opening, we will turn the entire pouch to the right side. So now we will just turn the whole pouch to the right side. Now before we stitch the opening, we are just going to nicely flatten the base, and now we need to put the cardboard also inside, according to which we cut the entire pouch. So now we are from this opening, we are just going to put the cardboard also inside. So we can fold it and put it inside. It will flatten out neatly. Now we are just going to flatten it neatly over here on the base, and then we are going to stitch the opening. So now we will stitch this opening. It's a simple straight stitch. We can either machine stitch or hand stitch. I'll be hand stitching this. So just get the seams together and make a straight stitch. So our stitch is done. Now we will neatly push the entire lining fabric inside. So while pushing it, remember to put it flat on the base. Now once you have done that, the inside stitch mark we will align with the outside mark that we did. So we have taken the main fabric extra. We have taken 2 inches extra, so we are going to fold 1 inch inside. 1 inch of the main fabric we will be folding it inside, and we will be making, this is how it is, we will be making a stitch over here so that it aligns with the edge over here. So we will see that this line and the stitch line are aligning, and we will make a stitch mark on the lace top part itself. So neatly align the edge of the fabrics and the lace together. So I finished stitching, and this is how it will be. We have put 1 inch inside and stitched it. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to put the drawstrings. So for that we will just take our string once we have finished stitching, we'll just see how much string we require. So this is the amount of string that we will require, 4 times of this. So 1, and we'll again be doing it double. So this is 4 times of how much? This is for one side will require this much. So for another side, again the same thing we'll be doing. Now here we are going to insert the strings. One will be going from this side and coming from the same side, whereas the other will be going from the other side and coming out from the same side. So first we are going to put one. For that we are just going to insert it using a pin now. So we'll insert it from one side. So here we have taken it out from the same side that we inserted. So both the ends will be coming on one side itself. Now we will take both the ends and along with the tassel we are going to knot it. So we are just going to insert the loop of the tassel, this into the loop of the tassel, and then we are going to knot this. Here we will be making a stitch to hold the tassel and the thread together. So here we are just going to make a simple knot. We will be stitching this later on once we finish stitching the once we finish inserting the other side also. So we will put this together like this and we are going to stitch them together, but now we are just going to insert the other thread also. So one side we have done, the same we will do on the other side. So we have got this out, again both the ends on one side, and we will be doing the exact same thing, that is we will be inserting this into the loop of the tassel and tying a knot. So this is the loop of the tassel, we are just going to insert the thread into this. So both sides we have finished doing the tassel, attaching the tassel. Now we are just going to stitch the tassels over here. We haven't stitched it till now, so we are going to hand stitch the tassels now. So one side is done, we will do the same on the other side also. We are going to hand stitch the tassel. Now both sides of the tassel are ready. Now we need to attach the strap or the chain. So we are just going to take one end, and where the main and the lining fabric we have stitched in the side, we are just going to hand stitch this again. So here the tassel ends we have hand stitched, also the chain or the strap we will be hand stitching just to hold them together. The same thing we will be doing on the other side also. One side is done, for the other side also we will be doing the same thing, that is just get this chain on the other side, and we are going to right on the stitch seam we are going to place this, and we are going to make a hand stitch so that it will be completed. So we'll be placing it like this and stitching it. And there you have it, a beautifully crafted ethnic drawstring pouch that's functional and stylish. This handmade accessory adds a touch of tradition to any look and is perfect for gifting or personal use. We hope you enjoyed creating this piece with me. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching and happy crafting.